Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Kalpana Singh from Full Circle Marketing and Training Solution. Recently I was going through LinkedIn profile and I found one profile where the person was talking about the failures. He was talking about he had two ventures in which he failed and what all he learned from there. Something struck me wherein the people talk about success, they talk about achievements, they talk about their positions, they talk about how much incentive they earn. This guy is talking about failures. The person was talking about how he failed in that venture and what all were the learning and how this guy is suitable for the so job, right? We have been groomed like this. We always talk about achievements, we talk about our incentives, we talk about how we grown from this position to that position, and it's not our mistake. We have been groomed like this from the B school. When students learn how to present themselves to the interviewer during the college days, during the mock sessions for the preparation of the interviews, they've been asked to prepare their presentation of introduce around your strength, your success story, your achievements and so on. And that scene when I had my corporate jobs, right? I was being groomed from one level to another level, and on those trainings, wherein the HR people were trying to induct us to be the good manager, they had the session of interviewing techniques, and in that techniques, they asked us to ask few specific questions related to find out the success stories in the person. Tell me your two big achievements in life and how you did it, right? So as an interviewer, I myself always asked person to tell me about your two success story, tell me about your achievements, tell me your biggest dream you achieved and so on. But the thing is, now I realized after this profile, the something struck me. Why not we talk about our failures? Why we do not talk about others' failures? Why we do not assess the person, if he failed somewhere, then what was the reason and what were the core learning from there? Because people learn more from the failures than the achievements. That's a fact. When we fail in something, we learn, we go through the introspection mode, why we failed, why this happened, and we find the basic reasons of our failures, and those are the biggest learning in life. Then why we do not talk about it? We should talk about it. If you see big leaders like business tycoons, if you see the top-notch professionals, top-notch managers, they always talk about their failures. If you see the founder of Alibaba, Jack Ma, he talk about he have been rejected in the few interviews for the job, and the biggest failure was when along with his friends he went for the KFC interview. All the friends have been selected except him. That was the failure for him. And then how he went to founding the company, and today the Alibaba is a worldwide name. Same way, if you talk about the Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, he have been rejected for the radio interview as a presenter, and today his voice is everywhere. Even you can see the more advertisements with Amitabh Bachchan than any other superstar in the industry. So the thing is, we should not afraid to talk about our failures. We should talk about we failed there, and those are the 2-3 learnings, and how I moved forward from there, how I kept going, right? Because it's very tough to start again after having failures in life. And if you are the person who took it as the feather in the cap and kept on moving to achieve your dreams, then you are the right guy for any particular project. As if you want to find the right guy for your project, go through the failures of that person, see how he carried out the learnings from the failures, and how he kept on going. What was the thing which made you to run, to walk, to run faster than the earlier? then you will come to know the real thing about that person. If someone talk about the failures, do not take it as a shame, take it as a courage. He or she has courage to talk about it. If he or she talk about failures, that means he or she is broad minded, having broad perspective towards life, towards situations, towards events. And after the failure, if you kept yourself going towards your goal, that means you have something different from others, and you are the right person, in the market. So do not shy away to talk about your failures. Talk it as a feather in the cap, talk it as a learning, and talk about why and how you are still going, why and how you took out from that failure, and now you are, what kept you going after your failure. That will talk about the real you in you, right? So do not shy away, be open. Whenever you are presenting yourself, you talk about your achievements as well as you talk about your failures as a feather in the cap, and it will make you more acceptable, and people will take you as a real person, because there is no one on the earth who never ever failed. If you say you are the person you never ever failed anywhere, then you are not the real person. It's not possible. So do not shy away on it. And talking about failures is required a lot of courage, required a lot of confidence, and required a lot of trust on your ability, right? So that's why include your failures along with your achievements in your presentation, in your biodata, during your interviews, when you are talking about yourself. When you talk about your failures, you are talking about how much mature you are, how much groomed you have been, and the kind of rich experience you are carrying. Because other peoples have not seen those things which you have seen, and it is said, learn from the others' mistake than doing your own mistakes. Life is too short to do your own mistakes and learn from it. So one should learn from others' mistake. And if you are not sharing your failures, then how other people will learn? So sharing your failures, talking about your failures, you are actually making others learn from your mistakes. So it's very important to talk about your failures, and failures are part of life as an event, as a day and night, success and failures, right? It's like white and black. It's like when you're walking on the road, you will definitely fall sometime. So if you're falling, why you are hiding it? Failure means you had the experience of how someone feel when they fail. Now you can groom others, on that path. So do not hide or shame with your failures. Talk about it, share with the group around you, and make them more wiser, because you are wiser than them. You experienced failure and then you kept on going after that failure. So what was the point which you had in you then others, that you failed and then you took the another step, then you failed, then you took the another step? What was that? And that is the unique characteristic. That unique characteristic cannot be teach in the B school, cannot be teach in the classroom. This unique characteristic is something person learn through the life experiences, through the thing you tried. See, you failed only because you tried. There are thousands of people, they never ever try, so they never ever fail. So the sign of failure is also you are trying. So why not share with the people, share the people around you. Always talk about your failures along with your achievements.